He was convicted of kidnapping 26 kids, juveniles, and burying them alive. Were you with Governor Brown then?
I left in 2015, so I'm unsure of the time period in which that occurred.
This happened in 2015.
That name is not familiar to me. What I can say is those decisions
Do you
are...
remember the case?
I do not.
Okay. When it happened, it got a lot of publicity in California. Did you call Judge Brown or Governor Brown and say, Governor, I love you, but what planet did you just parachute in from? Why have you done this?
Listen up. Senator Kennedy is exactly the kind of leader America needs right now. How do you forget the most horrific child kidnapping case in California history, when you worked for the governor who let him out? Before you watch this, understand what Judge Coggins did. She worked for Jerry Brown when a man who kidnapped 26 kids and buried them alive was paroled. And when asked about it, she claimed she didn't remember the case, didn't know the name, and would need to review the file before saying if it was dangerous. This is not just forgetfulness. This is moral cowardice in a judge. Americans deserve accountability. Watch this clip and see for yourself, then demand answers. Judges like this shouldn't make decisions that affect your safety. Let's get into it.
Thank you, Senator Butler. Senator Kennedy?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Judge Coggins, you used to work for Governor Jerry Brown,
That is correct, Senator.
and I believe you advised him on issues regarding parole.
As the governor under the California Constitution, when the parole board recommends that a inmate be paroled, that matter then comes before the governor to determine whether he's going to reverse that recommendation.
Did you
Or
advise him on parole?
I was not advising him. What I provided was a background, all background information. So the nature and circumstances of the particular case that was before us. I was looking at the correctional file. In addition, I was reviewing.
Do you remember a parolee named James Schoenfeld?
I don't, Senator.
Okay. You talked a lot about, as did you all appropriately, about juveniles in your testimony. Governor Brown in 2015 paroled Mr. James Schoenfeld. He was convicted of kidnapping 26 kids, juveniles, and burying them alive. Were you with Governor Brown then?
I left in 2015, so I'm unsure of the time period in which that occurred.
This happened in 2015.
That name is not familiar to me. What I can say is those decisions are...
Do you remember the case?
I do not.
Okay. When it happened, it got a lot of publicity in California. Did you call Judge Brown or Governor Brown and say, Governor, I love you, but what planet did you just parachute in from? Why have you done this?
I did not.
Do you agree with this decision?
I would need to look at the file. I don't know the context. I don't know the background, the insight, and the decision that Governor Brown would make is whether the parolee is poses an unreasonable risk to the safety of the community. And
Do you think kidnapping 26 juveniles and burying them alive presents a risk to the community?
I certainly believe that if that individual is convicted of those crimes, which it sounds like he was, he would be a risk to the community.
But you don't have an opinion about whether Governor Brown did the right thing?
Again, Senator, I would have to be able to look at the complete file and all of the considerations required of the governor, who ultimately makes the decision.
So he might have done the right thing, in your opinion?
I would want to look at the complete file in order to make an assessment.
All right, Judge.
What you just witnessed is textbook accountability in action, and it's exactly why Senator Kennedy is one of the most fearless, respected, and effective members of Congress today. He doesn't just ask polite questions, he throws the raw, uncomfortable truths on the table, and he forces people in power to face them. He exposes evil, calls out cover-ups, and doesn't back down, the kind of courage most politicians wouldn't even dream of. That's why people love him, because he fights for the American people, not for political favors or soft excuses. And now look at Judge Coggins. She tried to hide behind vague answers, and I don't remember lines while Congress questioned her about a man who kidnapped 26 children and buried them alive. Let that sink in. A judge, supposed to uphold justice, literally covered for the governor's horrific decision. That's lying to Congress. That's evading moral responsibility. That's someone who puts bureaucracy and excuses above children's safety and public accountability. Then there's Governor Brown, the man who paroled a monster. He let loose someone who posed a clear and undeniable threat to the community, and now people are supposed to shrug it off because of procedure? No. Both of them, Coggins for lying and dodging responsibility, and Brown for unleashing evil into society, need to be held accountable. Senator Kennedy is the antidote to this kind of corruption and moral cowardice. What you just saw is a shining example of why America needs leaders like Kennedy, fearless, principled, and unapologetically on the side of justice. Don't just watch and move on. Share this clip. Demand accountability. Hold Judge Coggins responsible for her lies. Hold Governor Brown responsible for unleashing a danger into our communities. And support leaders like Senator Kennedy who fight evil, expose corruption, and never look away.